I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to work and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought.
I can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May. This is 2022. Communities like Sandtown, all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? This is the same?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to register?
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve an ounce. It's
got next. And I'll be up.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
Good morning. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. So much to cover. Where do we start? I know where. I wanted to take a moment and thank the brothers and sisters who are selling all this damn cocaine and heroin in the community. I want to thank you for all that you do to destroy our community. Couldn't do it without you. You're very much appreciated. And the way you employ young people, man, that's just magnificent. I just think back to what our ancestors went through. Going from chains to dealing with Jim Crow and lynchings. There was a time when it was illegal for a Black person to know how to read and write. But we want to stand on the corner all damn day and sell coke and dope all day. Now, considering the morality of this country, given the morality of pharmaceutical companies, I guess one could argue that these street vendors are merely providing. Maybe so. But they're also attracting a lot of mess to the community, including a ton of addicts. And not all of them match the majority demographic of East and West Baltimore. So you find yourself in your community, your own community, asking people not from your community, why are you standing on my corner? It doesn't belong to me. But it damn sure don't belong to the dope man. Seems like it belongs to people who buy houses, pay taxes. So what do you do when you're in the community and you have people standing on your corner? Do you call the police? Do you go out there and talk to them? Nothing changes if nothing changes. And I don't pretend to have the answers. Try this, you try that, try talking to people. But some people just insist on selling dope. And that's why they got penitentiaries. Because if you can't find a better way to make a living, then I guess you don't belong among civilized people. What else? I'd love to get your thoughts. Matter of fact, we will publish your editorials, your comments. You can come on this show. If you would like to send an editorial, just email me a commentary, Doni, D-O-N-I, at bemorenews.com. It's really, really getting bad. Did you see the chase? I think it was Friday. 3 teenagers, 2 15, one was 17. Guns and drugs. 15 and 17, running from the police, riding up the highway, 18-mile chase. I'm not pointing fingers. Just making note of the obvious. And so whose fault is it when these young people get hemmed up? Do they take responsibility? Is it their parents' fault? Look at the schools. You literally have to consider wearing a vest just to go to school. What in the world is going on out here? Maybe it's too much television. Maybe it's too many videos. I guess music plays a serious role in it. It's nothing to see young people repeating lyrics to songs. City of Baltimore off the hook right now. Something lighter. Went to the Ravens game yesterday. Was enjoying it until the fourth quarter. You see this little man Hill just having a field day, running, throwing passes. A gentleman at the game yesterday was explaining something to me, and I'm no football guru. I did play a little bit, but in terms of the strategy of the game, in terms of the business of the game, the business of football, he was pointing out to me how your high-level quarterbacks often get high-level receivers, but when you don't have a certain kind of game, then your team won't attract high top-tier receivers. Top-tier receivers go to certain places. Can Baltimore get a top-tier receivers? Are we going to get top-tier receivers, or does it not match the heavy running game that the Ravens play? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I know it's scary watching a talented young black quarterback like Lamar Jackson play right now without a contract. This is a mean, vicious game. And as Sarita stated, get an agent. I couldn't believe they lost that game yesterday. I mean, they were doing so well, and then they blew a lead. You can't blow a lead. Blew a serious lead. His passing skills look better. He also missed a wide open pass. Just right there. Just throw the ball. Hey, nobody's perfect. I get it. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Okay. Sounds like a sore loser right there. Got some football. Football was passed on by many teams. They don't believe he's a great passer. It was this one play out. It was wide open. right through the hands. I was taught that if you touch the ball, you can catch the ball. Generally, that's the understanding. Oh, someone needs to be fired, like a coach. I mentioned that to this football pro I was sitting next to yesterday, and he said that Harbaugh is going nowhere. I don't know. It was a tough loss. I was angry. Oh, my God. And then I'm seeing all of these damn Miami fans with Miami jerseys on. Woo, I needed a timeout. I was mad. I was mad that the Ravens lost. Got my Lamar jersey on. Took me back to high school a little bit. I hate losing. Could have stayed home and watched that. Go down to the stadium. You want to see a win. Darius Gissentana, we need them to do better. When our team wins, we feel a little better inside, to say the least. I mean, the football game, for those of us in Baltimore, is a reprieve from the foolishness, the madness. There was a meeting last week here, just down the street here in Harlem Park at St. James. I believe it's an Episcopal church. Beautiful church. We're in their parish. City came up, Department of Transportation. They have some plans for Fremont Avenue. And we're listening to these plans, and they're talking about taking Fremont Avenue, which is 40 feet wide. And they want to get rid of parking, which will make the street 20 feet wide. And they said they talked to the community. You ain't talked to me. And then you look at the Department of Transportation, white people, white people, white people. This is a majority Black city. And so for me, from the break, it is not, what is the new term they're using? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. No, it's not. You got a couple Black people in there. But they more like crowd control. The engineers know what they want without talking to Black people. Best practices, they say. And I'm just trying to understand, because I've heard the mayor use the term, and I understand what best practices are. However, Baltimore is a unique situation. The last East Coast city, one of the last East Coast cities to be gentrified. Or abandoned. I asked an elder yesterday from Prince George's County. He was talking about how Prince George's County has gone from, I think he said in the 80s, but certainly 70, 60% Black. And in a few years, Blacks will not be the majority in Prince George's County. Now, this is our largest Black voting demographic in the state of Maryland. Many people are leaving Prince George's and going to Charles County. Just like people have been leaving Baltimore since, 70, 50 years, going to Baltimore County. You know, if you got a little bit more money, go to Howard County. Is that gentrification or is that abandonment? I mean, if you don't take care of grandma's house, you lose at the tax sale because you wanted to move out to the county, and your woman was having nothing to do with Baltimore City because she watches Fox News and she's just too worried about being killed. Then you move to Baltimore County. Happy wife, happy life. That's generally the mindset. Yeah, me too, Mike Haney. How about all those stolen jewels at the Queen's funeral today? Okay, well, let's talk about the stolen jewels. Stolen jewels, crown jewels, big old dookie chains. Millennium diamond, what do you got? The Millennium Diamond, that big old diamond. Yes, the Queen and the British Empire. Michael Haney, did you know that the British pound is worth more than the American dollar and has been so for more than 20 years? I was looking at this coat online and it was in pounds. And the question came to me, wow, is the pound more than the dollar, worth more than the dollar? Because they've been stealing longer than America, even though it seems as though Asian dollars seem to control a lot of America these days too. Well, everybody's supposed to get some. But my challenge in the city of Baltimore is that when it comes to the Black community, we seem to get nothing. And even though we got a Black mayor, we got Blacks in positions like transportation, like planning. See, planning is everything. That's where we're going, down the road. And if none of the people in planning look like me, then to me, that's saying I'm voted off the island. I don't know about you, but I done watched these people operate for too long. Squeaky wheel get the oil, just like up there in Hose Heights. Majority Black city, the Hose Heights community is fighting for survival. A Black community, historic, that goes back to the 1800s, founded by Grandison Hoe, H-O-E. Well, Odette Ramos decided with the people in Roland Park and cut their road off. And Odette Ramos told those people in Hose Heights, it's a done deal. Where does Odette Ramos come off being like that? All those years she struggled to get recognized and finally make it into the city council, only to get in there and act like a plum fool. We got something for you next time around, Odette Ramos. You can bet all the tea in China on that. People come along, come to your community meetings, play like they're your friend, like they care about you. We know who she is. We know who you are, Odette Ramos, Baltimore City Council lady. Represent everybody but the majority in the city. And we don't like that, Odette Ramos. I was talking to some Latinos over there in Highlandtown. They know all about Odette Ramos. See, pimps come in all flavors. All religions, all groups got people that try to get over. Everybody wants to blend in with America, go with the mainstream. Like Black people don't exist. Tariq. Blacks were majority in D.C. when I was growing up. Yeah, Tariq. Big ups to you, Tariq, newest member of our Sandtown Community Association. By the way, we have a meeting October 13th up at Sharon Baptist Church. On October the 13th, that is a Thursday. Sharon Baptist Church, 6 p.m. Make sure you're there. You know, I was talking, I got to say this. At the game yesterday, I was with the Lieutenant Governor, Boyd Rutherford, and some of the people in the room or the booth, were some of his classmates from elementary school, people he grew up with. And later today, I'm supposed to be linking up. No, that's next week. Linking up with some guys from elementary school. And it was just so good to hear his friends saying all of the things that I knew about him, but they've known him forever. Boyd Rutherford has to be the best Black elected official in my lifetime here in the state of Maryland. Yeah, I said it. In my book, all day long. Man of his word. doesn't overpromise, does what he says he's going to do. Many people, many have called me to get in touch with the lieutenant governor to use my access for their benefit. Got many calls over the years. You need to start putting a fee on top of that for all the calls I get. Don't need nothing back from these people because they be ghosts. But nonetheless, people call me up to get people out of jail, out of prison, to get forgiveness. What do they call that? Clemency. I ain't got all kinds of calls. Help my business. The city is messing with me. The city that's shut my restaurant down. Got all kinds of calls over the past 8 years. Really the past since we've been in business. Help me, help me, help me. And I say, well, I thought you ain't deal with Republicans because everybody know the Republicans are the devil, right? Especially when you look at Trump. But let me ask you this. In a 9-to-1 Democratic city where black people are treated like they're being treated in Hose Heights, let's not forget Wilson Park, over there founded by Harry Wilson, Sandtown, East Baltimore. Why black people still get treated like crap? Since, you know, we've moved to a post-racial America, why we still get treated like crap? Because it's a bunch of crap. That's why. I think I was going somewhere and I never got there with that. But anyway, we need to buy Westport. Beautiful waterfront properties. I did not know that, but with African jewels in their treasure, why won't it be? Michael Haney's on a roll this morning. The Queen jewels was once King Tut's jewels. Yeah, they went over there and dug up our ancestors. Can you imagine black people going to England and digging up the Queen? You dug up King Tut. What's the difference? What is the difference? Well, you know, God wouldn't put us here without hope, but he also gave us some common sense. And a lot of times we don't use our common sense. We go for the okie doke. We believe whatever some of these politicians tell us. We don't hold them accountable. We don't call them up. Call up your elected officials and engage them. Write it down. Keep a notebook. One state senator told me, well, we need you to keep calling 311, keep calling 911. I'm calling that number one time. I'm not going to keep calling you all damn day. When they send me a water bill or bill, BG&E, they send that bill one time. And you don't pay it, you get the BG&E bill with the pink line on it. You know what I'm talking about. Help me somebody saying your SHIT will be cut off by this date, period. And the same thing. So you treat people like that, expect to be treated like that. We need to give Baltimore City some ultimatums. Personally, I'm tired of hearing excuses. Police need the police. And I don't mean excessively, but you got people loitering on the corner. Get off the corner. Don't be here when I come back. Ain't nothing aggressive, rude, disrespectful. Get off the damn corner. We done got to the point where we got chase lounges, chase lounge chairs on the corner, and we're bringing babies out. Bringing babies into the damn war zone. Who does that? We do. Whole city is messed up, especially the schools and transportation. We were talking about the subway. Baltimore has the dumbest subway in all of America. Tell me I'm lying. I'm waiting. I got time. If you live over at Morgan, Northeast Baltimore, you will never catch the subway. You have no purpose for it. Our subway goes from downtown straight to the northwest. It goes from there, on a straight diagonal. That's it. Now in Atlanta, they got a north-south leg, and then they got an east-west leg, like that. That's egalitarian. So when the Department of Transportation comes to me about best practices, this is what they don't get. They have no credibility when talking about best practices. Practice what you preach. Maybe I ought to put that into an editorial. Best practices, but practice what you preach. They talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but the Department of Planning got one black person in it. That's not diversity. That's not equity. That's not inclusion. As a matter of fact, it's a smack in the face in a majority black city with a black mayor. You got one black, Stephanie Smith, the delegate in the Department of Planning. How sterile is that? And then you got people quite often from other places who do not match the majority demographics here in East and West Baltimore, who want to come here and tell us, well, you need to narrow your road. Well, where the cars gonna go? They're gonna remove 3 street lights. That's the plan. Remove 3 street lights from Fremont Avenue, including at Pennsylvania Lawrence. I thought they were joking when they asked me that. These people have lost their damn minds. And black people, you got to step up. Call your call your delegate, your state senator, 410-841-3000. Call your city council person, 410-396-3100. Call them and ask them, what in the hell are you doing? My man Doug out there in Oakland, California. Doug is on every Thursday. Mike Haney is on every Sunday. Bring her on your show. We need to have a conversation with Odette. She won't return my phone calls. You try her. The planners don't live or work where they do their destruction of our city. They don't ride. No, they don't. No, they don't. Let me tell you something. I'm glad you said that, Nina. Why is it on the weekends? I'm not talking about during the week. During the weekends, when you can get on a train for free down at Charles Center or Johns Hopkins, why do you get to Upton and then they want to start charging you? That's the part I don't get, the inconsistency. If you want to let people ride for free sometimes, then just let them ride for free. But invariably, it's a black person behind the counter. And they just close the gate because they ain't getting none last night. And then they want to fuss with you. If you're going to make it free, make it free. If you're going to let people go, then let people go. But don't close it, then open it, then close it, then open it all in the same day. Make your damn mind up. Close it or don't close it. Stop playing with people. And somebody haul off and smack the puppy crap out you for running your damn mouth. And then, oh, black people violent. No, stop playing with black people. Black people stop playing with black on black crime. It's like you got white on white crime. But I will say 54% of the murders in America are black people. Did y'all know that? I Googled it. You ever Google it? Google give you some answers. These kids don't know how good they got it. Except Google will make you lazy. Let me tell you how you do it. Here's that button. What percentage of the murder victims in America are black? Murder in the United States. Of those, murder in the U.S. victims by ethnicity and race. In 2020, 3,573 murder victims in the United States were female. Of these, 1,900 were white, 1,400 were black, 470 were Hispanic or Latino. According to male deaths by firearm-related injuries by ethnicity, the amount of black victims has fallen over half since 1970. We are 13% of the population, yet we represent over half of the murder victims. And damn near half of the murderers. This white woman said to me once over at Hopkins that black people are responsible for most of the crime in this country. I really wanted to strangle the puppy crap out of her. But when I saw this fact that over half of the murder victims are black, and we're only 13%, how is the group that's like 1 in 10 got half of the murders? It should be troubling. It should be very troubling to us all. We all should get a little kinder. No, his wife locked him out. You got that wrong. His wife said she did not want anything more to do with politics. Doug Blackshear, Oakland, California, every Thursday night right here on blackusa.news. If you are interested in coming on our show, drop us an email, editor@blackusa.news. Look like I just know how to keep these damn things on. Got some new glasses coming. Oh, Miss Bowl of Energy, Quandra Gaines. Our city bus prices are one of the highest in America. Is that so, Darius? Love to get more stats on that. We need the light on at Penn. Yeah. Yeah, 54%. That's right, Darius. Well, that's a good point, Mike. That is the official number, 13%. We probably are more. But generally speaking, according to the numbers, there are about 40 million blacks in America. Did you know that there are 100 million blacks in Brazil? You ever ask yourself how that happened? 40 million blacks in the U.S., 100 million in Brazil. It's because the Portuguese were down there doing slavery and the transatlantic slave trade 100 years before the British, you know, the lady who they burying today, if you want to call her a lady. A lot of y'all said some other things about her, and it was not a lady. They said some mean things about the Queen. Said the Queen raped and robbed and pillaged black and brown communities around the globe. And that's why we got to stop fighting each other. We got a common enemy. People coming up, digging up our relics, our history, and want to use terms like diversity, equity, and inclusion for the bloody Queen. Let's get some diversity, equity, and inclusion in Baltimore. Look at the school system. Look at the school system. We should be appalled. And people just run around and just do this. Where they get these people from? Andre Salonzo got rid of 75% of the principals. There's some ignorant black person gonna tell me, well, some of them should have left. Yeah, but we don't need him to get rid of them. Some of us, what they say? The white man's ice is colder. Some black people are brainwashed to think that white people actually know more than them. Where did they get that from? And where does anybody get thinking that they're better than somebody else? Where? How? It's impossible. I saw one famous football player yesterday. Another conversation was how many of these pro football players leave the NFL broke by the age of 30. Got their money, got them contracts, got all the girls, bought everybody a house. Well, that house got annual taxes, and if you don't pay it, they will take it. And you need insurance. Buying people luxury vehicles, barely a first cousin. What do white boy do? White boy get a pickup truck, no tattoos. Even though I did see a white guy yesterday, he was on the football field. He was a kid, He had 2 earrings. I've never seen a white boy with 2 earrings. I guess I don't get out much. I just think we put our money a lot of times on frivolous stuff instead of investing. Big ups to Kanye. My understanding is he's the richest black man in America. All right, you got a book up here, Tyreek. Let's see what you got. Cities should be funding community organizations to do the work they don't want to do in our communities. Now, there you go, using common sense. I believe cities used to fund community associations. Gun violence, drugs, blight can be solved within our communities. We need directed resources. Well, that means you got to have an organized community. And that's why we're having our meeting October 13th. But certain communities, you know, they got all-star people like Roland Park, the community that's beaten up on Hose Heights. A lady that lives in Roland Park works for the Able Foundation. If you say anything bad about the Able Foundation, then these nonprofit mafioso types come knocking on your door. Actually, just stop giving you grant money and tell you to go to hell. We got a lot of nonprofits in Baltimore, but I don't know how much work is getting done, because if so much work was getting done, that we wouldn't have 3 teenagers getting caught on the highway with guns and drugs. A lot of these people get money, but they don't put that money in the community. They come here, they're going to save black people. They're going to show you how to live better. Synergy's the mark. If you're going down if you're down by the airport, make sure you check out synergybwi.com, synergybwi.com. It'll be at a Casino Live. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Ricky Smith, BWI have been long-time supporters, long-time strategic partners. All right, Quandra got a book up here. Quandra Gaines. Representatives or delegates, state senators, city council members, and the mayor, however, if they have been paid off by special interest persons or groups, these representatives are not representing our interests or needs, but those of the special interest. So we got to get involved. Do you know your city council person? If you don't, call 410-396-3100. If you need your state senator or your state delegate, call 410-841-3000. Or if you need your U.S. senators, you first need to know who they are, Cardin and Van Hollen, but they're pretty accessible. Matter of fact, a lot of times they're more accessible than the others, period. Yes, we have representatives on all levels of government. However, several are representing special interests and not the blacks in the city. The Queen's funeral, says Michael Haney Sr., funded by slave money, yes, she was a slaver, is a conversation you must have. What's there to have? They stole, they came, they stole, and now they're selling slaves. Indicative of why the U.S. is screwed up for black people. Okay, I'm not sure where you're going with that, Michael Haney. Good morning. Michael Randolph, you're a little late. What time is it? Michael Randolph, I think you've been hanging out late at the nightclubs down there in Tampa, passing out so many bricks when it's time to restore our home. It's too late. Charity starts at home. That's a great point. Be majority black and 13%. Nobody said that, Quandra. 13% of the U.S. population. We're 62% of Baltimore City. But the numbers are going down in Prince George's County. And I have to check that. That was just based on one conversation. Good morning, Elaine. So work on that mental health, people. I've been working on some decluttering. People, places, and things. You got clothes you haven't worn. You got some relationships that then got funky like an old batch of collard greens, been on the stove for 2-3 days. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Delete it out your phone. Get rid of the number. Block it. Get rid of it. Some people just bring toxic content to the relationship. Get rid of it. No excuses. You're grown. We're not hearing none of that. It's a brand new season going into fall this week. We don't want no foolishness. Happy birthday to my granddaughter. Got a chance to go hang out with 2-year-old crowd. And Minnie Mouse was there, by the way. Thank you, Minnie. Even though your ass was late. But I enjoyed a 2-year-old birthday party. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to see that. Juanica is now on the council. She used to be a delegate, Darius. Juanica Fisher. Brett Farr Channel Welfare Funds. Elaine, you had to tell me a little bit more. I don't know where we're going with that. So the election was almost headed soon into October. You got October. So you got roughly 40 some days, not long, and you're going to get a new governor. Will it be Dan Cox, the Republican, the Trump supporter? And when they going to lock up Trump? I mean, I can't wait for this cat to catch a charge. They ain't put the mash on him yet. Yeah, so listen, we appreciate you tuning in with us on Mondays. At 10 a.m., we have Mr. William Hornablue coming on. Mike Haney usually does Wake Up Baltimore. I do not know if he did Wake Up Baltimore. My phone died overnight, so I was out of the loop on a couple of things. But Mike Haney is on every Sunday with 60 Minutes in Black America. Big ups to his interns who have been helping. We have shows at 10 o'clock and then 12 noon with Troy Rollins. So Hornablue is coming up at 10. These guys are just full of laughter and fun. So make sure you get outside, enjoy some good weather, some fresh air. Make sure you do some stretching. As we get older, we got to stretch more. We got to be more. We got to stay active, self-included. Oh my God, self-included. I did ride the bike to the jerk chicken spot. I think that was Friday. When I get on that bike, I want to go farther. But hey, get something in. Get something in. 5 push-ups are better than no push-ups. 5 will lead to 10. 10 will lead to 15. Key is just being consistent, doing a little bit of something every day. Remember those remember those exercises, stretching and then jumping jacks? You got to get back to those things. Got to get 25 of them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to walk around the reservoir. Got to get a jog in. I'm still working on my 1 mile jog. I didn't do it. Got to get some swimming in. Once I get my swimming in, I'm good. Once I get back to my swimming, I'm good. Last time I went to the wire, I had everything set. I get there in the middle of a thunderstorm. So the pool was closed. Now, I did get in the sauna. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Just stay at it, folks. Stay addicts. We need to educate young people and adults about the importance of voting, and their involvement in the community is vital to change the dynamics of the city of Baltimore. A lot of people don't believe in the vote quandary. Let's be honest, and rightly so, because people are going to do what they want to do when they get in there. And I understand people getting frustrated. I really do, especially when you get black people in there and they stealing $15,000, and then Then, after they 75 years old, they messed up everything, stole everything, they want somebody to still be calling them senator. Go sit your ass down. Kendrick Lamar got a song, be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. We got some black elected officials, former elected officials, you need to go sit their ass down and be quiet. You had your time and you blew it. Ain't nobody gonna keep calling you senator. Not when you acting like a juvenile delinquent. And that's what happens a lot of times in politics. Our self-esteem, our self-worth is tied to this prefix before our name. I'm delegate so-and-so. So what? I'm Dr. So-and-so. Our councilman is Dr. John Bullock. Okay, and what? No slight, but I don't care about your prefix. All I want to know is, do you serve the people? That's why B. Gaddy, she wasn't no PhD, not by their standards, but B. Gaddy didn't need none of them clowns to get elected because she already had been serving the people. She wasn't afraid to walk in the hood. She didn't need bodyguards. I remember interviewing Spike Lee downtown. I think it was the Lord Baltimore Hotel. I was like, Spike, where your bodyguards at? He's like, man, I live in Brooklyn. You ever been to Brooklyn? It's like East Baltimore on steroids. B. Gaddy did not need any of them clowns. How about that, Nina? That's a great idea. Quandra, when are you going to start? Oh, this man is just full of hilarious. Ha 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 ha. B. Gaddy didn't need anybody from the elected realm. She didn't need EDO. That's the East Side Democratic Organization. B. Gaddy won without all of that. Black people. I'm going to say it. When I went to the White House, I saw Al Sharpton and Mark Morial. Al Sharpton, National Action Network, Mark Morial, National Urban League. And I know they're busy, I guess. But it don't cost you nothing to speak. How you doing? Hey, brother. These cats walking around like somebody died, made them the king or something. When you gonna pass the ball? Ain't you been the president for like 20 years? That ain't no real organization if you got one president for 20 years. It ain't a real organization. Pass the damn ball and let one of these young people get in there. Selfish old funky farts. Get a ball to somebody else. You had your turn. How the young people ever gonna learn you don't give up the ball? Your suits don't even fit you no more. Run around trying to be cute. Don't even speak to people. I ain't impressed. You need Jesus. Hey, Mike Haney, we won't take too many more of these backseat driver comments. That's my understanding. She did hit the number. I ain't gonna say you're crook. I'm just saying I did hear the thing about him dry snitching back during this the movement. But I'm just saying, speak to people. You want people to donate to your network and you walk around like you don't want to speak. Hold up, ain't you out here begging people for money? If that's what being the leader is, maybe I'm, confused. I met Muhammad Ali before. He was truly great. And I think the real greatness of Muhammad Ali was how when he went to wherever he went, He talked to everybody. He shook everybody's hand. These clans ain't never did nothing for nobody, and they want you to put them up on some damn pedestal. No, nobody get put up on no pedestal. Only thing that lifts you up is your level of service. That's it. And when we all cross over, all you get is a 6-foot grave. That's it. That's what you get. We want special rights and privileges and certain badges of distinction, like we are better than everybody else. It wouldn't help Jesus. One day I need to talk about these ATMs in these churches. And by the way, where are the churches? I see PM Smith coming from Northeast Baltimore all the way over here to Pennsylvania Avenue. Where the preachers at? Church not far from me. I'm pleased to report that it seems like the preacher went out there and talked to the young men selling weed on the front of his church. How he missed that opportunity for all summer, I don't know. But at least he got out there. Al Sharpton had been a federal informant for 50 years. All the more reason to speak. How you doing? Whatever he did, because all have sinned and fall short of the glory. But I'm just saying, it don't cost you nothing to speak. I'm like this: speak or don't speak, but don't be speaking Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday you ain't speaking. I just don't speak at all. I appreciate that. All right. The black people in Africa want their jewels back. Okay, it's sounding a tad repetitive. Ali, yeah, Ali did not have security at Coppin State when he came. All right. This is going to be the final comment coming up after this. The preachers are in the suburbs sent there by city planning. That's a good point, Mike. All right, final comment on the show. Money is very important to a political campaign. You have to get it from somewhere. A lot of good people don't get in bed with the devil and will never be in power. Yeah, power over what? Because at the end of the day, we don't control nothing. We barely control ourselves. You ever broke your fibula? You know what the fibula is? The tibia, little bones in the leg. That not having that bone can knock your whole body off. And that's the problem with Baltimore. We're off balance. For years, investment has gone into Whitehall. That's from Johns Hopkins down to the harbor, over to Canton. The investment has went there, although the people live here. See, that's what they want to call diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's the opposite. Because diversity, equity, and inclusion says you put money to the needs. East Baltimore, West. You put money where it's most needed. But this city and its racist leaders, including black racists, put the money in the White L. Stephanie Rollins Blake put the money in the White L. Took money from the Rex and put a damn Grand Prix downtown. It didn't go no damn where. Some people were never meant to be mayor. It's just not their bailiwick, ever. You can't serve the people if you don't love the people. How you gonna be mayor and you don't even know where North Avenue is? I ain't saying you got to set up a campaign shop at Penn North, but why not? Why not? All right, my name's Donnie Glover. Do check out Mr. William Honolulu coming up at 10 o'clock. Also, Troy Rollins at 12 noon. Later today, 6 o'clock, we started off with Yolanda Pulley, Jason Rodriguez, and Donna Tabron. That's at Frontline News, 6 p.m. 7 p.m., Chap and Quita have shared space. And then at 8 p.m., Robert Washington with the Robert Report. My name's Donnie Glover. If you want to get in touch with me, just call me, 443-858-2684. And I'm not a big texter. I prefer you just call me. This is a public service announcement. Anything longer than a couple of sentences, just pick up the phone, because I ain't reading all that. Mike Haney want to send me a text yesterday about yay long. I'm like, man, just pick up the phone. I ain't reading all that. It's Sunday. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Love somebody, hug somebody, get that bleach out. Rats hate the bleach.